a beautifully crafted story of an unconquerable S-rank sorcerer named Luck, who unfortunately parts from his two friends and only returns to his homeland after a decade-long battle with the demonic army and its treacherous ruler. The story takes one on an emotional roller coaster ride as Luck reunites with his friends and restarts his journey as an F-rank adventurer just to protect and guide rookies. Join us in Luck's adventure as he returns 10 years later and a new journey begins. A desolate area is brightly lit with flames engulfing it. A party of 3 adventurers is trying their level best to defeat their treacherous enemy, the Majin ruler. They manage to drive away their opponent by injuring him severely, and are relieved that the Majin ruler won't be able to attack them for the time being. They are glad that now they can finally return to their families. The party comprises 3 adventurers, Warrior Golan, Hero Eric, and Sorcerer Luck. Luck is still devising a way to convert an object into magic dust. Luck, as always, is quite oblivious of his surroundings, as even though the Majin ruler has been defeated, all he is concerned with is with the Majin ruler's hand. Golan jokes around that because Luck is infatuated with the hand, he is still without a girlfriend, and at this rate, he will become a lonesome noble. A flustered Luck feels that he is being slandered for no reason. Soon the trio decides to hit back and bid farewell to this depressing interdimensional rift. Golan advises Luck that having a family waiting for someone is really a good thing, and it usually gives mental support during fights. It appears that both Golan and Eric are hitched and want Luck to join the bandwagon, thus dragging the poor soul in hot waters for nothing. Luck considers both Eric and Golan as his family as well. Currently, the trio is fighting against the demon ruler who invaded from another dimension. To their horror, the Majin ruler successfully drove them back into the interdimensional rift. Luck begins to examine the surrounding area, and then several demonic species head forward to attack them. The hapless trio is already exhausted and injured from their previous venture, and is unable to exert more. And also they cannot let the hero Eric die here, as the Majin ruler still needs to be defeated. Luck steps forward and asks them to move ahead, as he will deal with everything. When the Majin ruler recovers, they will need the hero's power, so with that, Luck activates some devices placed on the back of his palms, and generates a powerful magical formation. The frantic Golan and Eric are reluctant to leave Luck alone with those terrifying creatures. Luck reasons that some people are waiting for Eric and Golan. He immediately dashes forward, promising the duo that he will be joining them soon. Luck enters the porthole ignited with flames, and Eric and Golan reluctantly move outside. On entering the porthole, Luck challenges the Majin ruler to fight with him, and battles many other creatures on his way. Luck creates a magnanimous, magical pattern to strike all the species at once. He vows to protect his both comrades at any cost. Very rapidly, Luck slashes and stabs 20 monsters, and then very soon he finishes off 50 of those species. Soon he loses the count and discovers that the Majin corpses are converting to magic dust like a thick fog and vanishing. Luck is panting and sweating heavily with exhaustion, and wonders how long it has been since he split with others. As with the never-ending Majin army, he soon realizes his limits. Then a turning point arises, when an ultimate class Majin commander grabs a fully worn out Luck like a hanging puppet, and tries to break his neck by squeezing it like a rubber toy by using his mighty claw-like hand. Luck feels that his whole life force is being sucked out by a high-class sorcery that only an ultimate class Majin can use. All the remaining mana and practically all of his life force have been taken away by that wicked life transfer draining touch. He knows that the commander might have altered his approach after determining that it would not be able to take him down with physical attacks. However, now it's Luck's time to strike back by using the same life transfer draining touch, as he has an amazing capability of learning any sorcery he has been hit with. Life transfer draining touch allows Luck to simultaneously replenish mana and recover health. In this way, he manages to defeat the commander and completely rejuvenates himself. He also gets hold of the Majin commander's sword and notices that the sword lets the mana flow easily. Still, he has a humongous Majin army to tackle it. But this time Luck is fully prepared and openly challenges them to attack him, as he is sure that now he will be able to fight for years. Elsewhere, a little girl named Celerese is peeking out of the window in sheer anxiousness. Her mother insists that she must get to bed. However, the little girl worries that the monsters may appear that night. Her mother assures her that the great sage is protecting this country, so they all will be fine. Meanwhile, a young girl named Gerberga is anxiously climbing the stairs of a building, along with 2 other people and a talking rooster, while Luck is still fighting that never-ending battle, and feels like he has already fought for a long time. He doesn't know whether a few hours have passed or some months, as he has already lost his sense of time long ago. If Luck got sleepy, then he would cast a spell called Marionette on himself. Marionette was originally a form of dark art used to control enemies, so by using it he would be able to continue fighting, even when asleep, by immobilizing his body. The unfortunate soul Luck has lost all human emotion due to continuous exertion on himself. The one who actually blows some sense into Luck is none other than the Majin ruler himself. The Majin ruler is one horrendous and demonic of all, with a conventionally hideous appearance that has an electrifying effect to even resurrect a dead, let alone an emotionless Luck. The Majin ruler returns fully rejuvenated, and with ultimate power that excites Luck more, although quite unexpected. But Luck has already learned how to battle the high-class Majin inside this interdimensional rift. Firstly, Luck tries to bring the ruler to a close quarters fight and restrain him using strong fire sorcery, and then he places his hand on the back of the stunned ruler to activate the mighty life transfer draining touch, but astonishingly he is unable to make it a success, as out of the blue, a magical barrier appears between the ruler and Luck, throwing the latter off guard. As Luck crashes on the ground, immediately the Majin ruler draws out his sword and destroys the Majin commander's sword. A flabbergasted Luck gets all wobbly and out of balance as he realizes that even if he pours plenty of mana into it, the Majin commander's sword is no match for the Majin ruler's cursed one. But our mage is not a bit intimidated as he smirks at his enemy. Even if his sword is destroyed, he instantly uses the prison spell to confine the ruler within blaring flames, and then uses the life-draining transfer touch. However, the prison of flames also surrounds Luck as he is charred by the unimaginable heat. But he doesn't give up and keeps on using the draining touch spell. Luck's persistence pays off as all of the energy for the Majin ruler's magical barrier has to be exhausted to defend against the flame prison. Luck coldly provides the ruler with two options, either to burn to ashes in his flame prison or have his life force sucked dry. After a while, there is a cosmic explosion resulting in the vastly spread remains of the Majin ruler, crowned by his sword standing upright majestically. Off the remains, a hand emerges and then a whole and hearty Luck follows, heaving a sigh of relief. As he stomps on the debris, he smiles jubilantly out of success, as he has finally protected all of the heroes, along with the world. But in that process, he abashedly realizes that he has lost all his clothes and is nearly penniless. But then, he spots the demonic sword and breaks into a big smile, as he can always sell the artifact for survival. As he walks out of the porthole, he wonders how long he fought in this interdimensional rift, a few months or probably for a year. As he walks out in the open air, he finds himself in a strange but breathtaking land. He figures out his way and reaches to the main road. He thinks that he will reach his destination if he follows the main road. Soon he finds himself on the edge of the river, and across the waters is the most picturesque town he had ever seen. He guesses that he might be looking at the royal capital. Now, as he heads towards the main gates, he is surprised to find a different kind of atmosphere from what he remembers, and wonders when the capital made so many improvements. Luck is so engrossed in his thoughts that he doesn't notice the two guards peering at him suspiciously, because of the most amazing birth suit he has adorned, carrying the most pretentious weapon on his dainty shoulders. One of the guards makes an effort to bring Luck back from his own space world, and points out his questionable appearance. Far from being humiliated, Luck ostentatiously states that he went through a violent battle in the interdimensional rift, and lost everything, including his bag and adventurer card. The guards feel sorry for Luck, as they feel that the poor guy might have encountered some highwaymen, and is in a state of shock. A baffled Luck insists that he was in a violent battle. However, the guards don't take him seriously, thinking that Luck is at an age when everyone wants to act tough. Still, they are glad that he survived, and console him in their own way that even though Luck is equipped with such a massive blade, there are times when one is outnumbered. It is then an exhausted Luck gives up on further explaining, as he feels that he is just wasting his time and energy. He decides to go with the flow, and when inquired about his identification papers, he meekly replies that he has lost them. The guards nod their heads understandably, as they know that those highway rogues might have stolen those papers away from his wallet. One of the guards resolves to prepare temporary papers for him. On learning that his name is Luck, the guards look at each other in amusement, and remark that he has a wonderful name. The kind guards even provide Luck with some clothes, and Luck is satisfied to see perfect law and order in the country. Luck decides to meet Gollin the warrior and Eric the hero before heading to the guild. He inquires an old lady about Gollin, and to his bewilderment, she points at a huge mansion. On reaching the door, he is stopped by a doorman, who inquires about the purpose of his visit. The guard shuns him, as he cannot allow someone inside the house without an appointment, since a lot of people come by. Luck insists that Gollin will immediately recognize him by his name. However, the doorman doesn't budge. A furious Luck warns the doorman that he will be back. Eerily, nobody is taking him seriously, to his sheer exasperation. He stomps his feet and moves ahead, but then realizes after cooling down a bit that since he is dressed a little out of place and also equipped with a blazing sword, the doorman would have gotten a little intimidated, and that's why he didn't let him in. He decides to come back later with appropriate clothes and a reissued adventurer card. Just in front of the magnificent mansion, a statue stood tall with grandeur enough to stupefy Luck, as he couldn't remember such a statue being situated in the capital before. He guesses that the statue belongs to a sorcerer and concludes that it is impeccably handsome. He inquires a passerby about what the statue is depicting. The man at first gives him a top-to-bottom scan and realizes that he must be a country bumpkin. That's why he is not aware. He drops a bombshell on Luck that the statue depicts the great sorcerer Luck Sama. The man explains that Luck is a great hero who sacrificed himself 10 years ago in the interdimensional rift to hold back the great Majin army. A flabbergasted Luck looks at the statue in disbelief and wonders whether that giant art of splendor actually depicts him. Luck shakes the man quite hysterically, insisting that Luck is not that handsome. The man takes it as a great offense to the revered sage. The man stands firm that today the world exists because of Luck Sama. Luck still feels that this whole thing is a great scam. However, the man reprimands him sharply that despite being a kid, if he is too oblivious, then Luck's fans will surely kill him. Now, this definitely scares the wits off Luck, but still he couldn't understand just who would actually erect his statue that doesn't even resemble him. A horrifying feeling strikes him that people might be thinking that he is dead. One more thing that startled him was the old man mentioning that he had been fighting for over a decade. Now Luck doesn't remember fighting for that long, and is certain that there must be some kind of misunderstanding. Next, he reaches the Adventurers Guild headquarters, where Luck Sama's 10th death ceremony is being celebrated. A distraught Luck kneels in front of the statue and realizes that 10 years have actually passed. Now, he has a lot of questions in his mind, but first, he concentrates on reissuing his card. Luck approaches the reception desk, where he barely reaches the counter to ignite the amusement of other adventurers. One of them passes a remark about the place suddenly becoming a nursery from a guild. Luck fully ignores the person and his comment to the guy's frustration, who takes it as an insult. A flustered Luck hilariously stands tall with a tiny puffed chest and demands that from which angle he appears like a kid. The man is determined that Luck seems like a teenage kid from every dimension and points to the mirror. As Luck turns around, he is hit by a 10,000 lightning bolt and he cannot recognize himself in the mirror. A terrifying realization sinks into him that not only a decade has passed, but somehow he has turned a lot younger than he used to be when he entered the interdimensional rift. Unaware of his internal feelings, the man keeps on being sarcastic that the guild isn't for little kids. However, Luck is engrossed in his own petrifying thoughts about whether he used the life-draining spell in excess to end up like this. The bully guy keeps on ranting, but who is listening to him? The bully is about to plant a kick into Luck's stomach, but then a major emotional melodrama occurs. Out of the blue, a weeping Gollin appears from behind, gives the bully a mighty punch, and strikes him down. Next, he grabs Luck's frail shoulder, pulls him closer, and hugs him so tightly that Luck is actually stifled into his massive arms. All the other adventurers are stupefied by that emotional soap scene, and they cannot believe that their strong and sturdy guild master Gollin is crying like a damsel in distress. Gollin is thankful that Luck actually survived and came back to them. An uncomfortable Luck tries to let go of his suffocating grip. He urges Gollin to stop crying, and Gollin is certain that he is not weeping, despite waterfalls coming out from his eyes and nose. Luck usually gets uncomfortable when girls cry in front of him, but an old man sobbing is quite fretting for him. Later, Gollin serves him some delicious sweets and tea, and Luck cannot help himself gobbling down those delicacies. Luck wonders how Gollin came to know he was at the guild. Gollin got word that somebody calling himself Luck came by his house, so he figured out that if that Luck were a real deal, then he would show up at the guild. Gollin guesses, by the way Luck is hogging up the sweets, that he must be really hungry. Luck affirms with a stuffed mouth that he hasn't eaten for 10 whole years. He compensated for the energy needed to subsist by using the life-draining touch. However, his stomach is still a dark, empty pit. Galen immediately removes the sweets in front of Luck, to the latter's annoyance. Galen explains that chugging down solid food, after a decade of fasting, can be hazardous to health, and he doesn't want his dear friend to die just like that, after painstakingly surviving. Galen orders some rice water for Luck, and a strange hooded man brings a casserole full of hot rice water for Luck, remarking that he seems quite energetic. The stranger is none other than hero Eric, and Luck, by giving him a thorough look, realizes that even the lady killer, Eric, has aged. Eric squirms his eyes in agony, and appreciates Luck for coming back to them. Another spell of melodrama is about to strike, when Eric also begins to cry, holding him tightly. Luck rolls his eyes, as he cannot digest the fact that two old guys are crying for him so desperately. Poor Eric feared that Luck might have been dead. Still, Luck is glad to be home, and the hearty reunion between the three mighty adventurers is quite refreshing for him. Still, he wants those two to stop spilling tears like old fools. Later, he thanks the duo for the meal, as initially he thought that rice water wasn't something he could eat, but he actually finds it quite delicious. Those kings of emotion begin to whimper again. That poor Luck was actually starving himself for the whole world, and Luck thinks that their tear glands are too weak. Eric reasons with a smile that 10 years have passed, but surprisingly, Luck hasn't aged a bit. Even Galen opens his eyes completely for the first time, and remarks that Luck has, in fact, gotten younger. Luck admits that when he defeated the Majin ruler using Draining Touch, he absorbed quite a lot of his life force, so maybe that's why this outburst of youth happened. The two watch him with sheer amazement, with their jaws dropping down and eyes popping out, as they cannot digest the fact that Luck defeated the Majin ruler. They begin to shake him unfathomably, and Luck explains that since the ruler resurrected and came in front of him, he didn't had any choice. Galen yells at the top of his lungs that Luck defeated not only the Majin army, but also the ruler, and this is equivalent to the power of the entire country's army. Now, Luck thinks that they both are exaggerating, but Eric reveals that his country was just preparing for the Majin ruler's incoming invasion and expanding their armaments. They cannot help chortling with glee that Luck finished that menace single-handedly. Galen suggests that Luck should actually be rewarded for his deeds, but Luck is hit by a rocket when Galen addresses Eric as the king rather than the hero. But he has always been certain of Eric detaining the royal blood. Eric affirms that he was recognized for his distinguished service in repelling the Majin army. Galen confirms that right now Eric is the king of the kingdom while he is the grand master of the guild. Luck is elated to find that both his comrades are doing well in their lives. However, Galen announces with great vigor that since Luck is their savior, the great sage, the supreme sorcerer, so from now onwards, he will be titled Archduke Luck Franzen. Now Luck is alarmed because he is not a noble by birth. Also, he is not so sure about the grand postfix Franzen. So when Luck seems a little agitated by all this trivia thrown at him, Galen reasons that he just wanted to reward Luck for stopping the Majin army in his own way. Eric calms Luck down as well. Eric discloses that Galen has titled him after having Luck's stone statue constructed. He assures Luck that the other nobles were really supportive in approving it. As a peerage like Archduke, the ruler of a small country, nobody had an objection, because Luck didn't have any family or kids. Luck guesses that also he was presumed dead. Luck decides that he would rather not of the people know he is still alive, to avoid complex issues. Also, he is totally against the idea of being dragged into power struggles with the noble fellows, as it will be a pain in dealing with people like assassins. However, Luck doesn't have a choice, because Eric already made an agreement that if he were found to be still alive, he would be titled at least an earl. Luck hesitantly places a request in front of Galen that he wants to reapply at the guild as a new adventurer. Both Eric and Galen are not very pleased to hear that Luck wants to erase his history as an S rank. However, for Luck, it is a perfect opportunity, as he wants to try starting over as an adventurer from the very beginning. Galen warns Luck that he will be dead bored, as he feels that for Luck stronger enemies are suitable. However, Luck reasons that he has already fought enough stronger enemies. Both Eric and Galen stare at Luck thoughtfully, and then Eric also requests Galen to accept Luck as a new adventurer as per his wishes. Galen finally agrees. After a while, Galen issues him a new adventurer's card. Luck peers at the card closely and finds it odd that now his new name is Luck Franzen. Galen has designed the card in a way that only his middle name, Luck, is visible to hide his identity from others. From now onwards, Luck's job is a warrior, and he has been given F rank. Gollin reveals that his primary job as an S-rank sorcerer has been hidden using concealment magic, so usually only his secondary job as a warrior is visible on the card. Also, Luck's primary job as a sorcerer won't be visible without using a special magical device in the headquarters. Gollin also mentions that it's impossible to forge that adventurer card, and nobody will be able to falsify his identity on forums as well. Luck apologizes to Gollin for taking pains to fulfill his request. Gollin suggests Luck take a long rest in his house as it has a lot of vacant rooms. Luck really appreciates that offer. As his two dear comrades leave, he looks at them longingly as he thought that he could return to his original world and be able to go on adventures with them again. However, in reality, 10 years have passed and their statuses have changed considerably, so he decides to begin his life as a new adventurer from now on. 3 days pass by, and it is revealed that Luck hasn't awakened yet from his sleep. A concerned servant informs Gollin about the situation, and a tearful Gollin advises him to let Luck awake in his own time. He knows that poor Luck hasn't caught a wink in a decade. Gollin's servant keeps on knocking on Luck's door until he finally wakes up from sleep. As soon as Luck wakes up, he feels pangs of hunger striking him, and then he finally opens the door to the servant's relief, because Luck is all well and alive. The servant reveals that Luck hasn't come out for a week, so this leaves him a little concerned. Luck is astounded to know that he has been dozing off for a week, but Gollin has strictly ordered his servants not to disturb him. Luck's mind is in a frenzy that since he has been sleeping for a week, his body might have been wasted away. The servant informs him that Gollin is waiting for him in the dining hall. As Luck enters the dining hall, announcing that he is finally awake, Gollin is excited to see him and offers him breakfast. Luck looks at all the solid delicacies placed in front of him, but Gollin hands him the rice soup, specially made for him. A miserable Luck has no choice but to drink that gruel because of course he hasn't eaten for a week. Gollin wants to know about Luck's plan for that day, and whether he will be resting his body a little more. Gollin is keen to pamper his buddy to the core. However, Luck plans to find some work at the guild that day as he has already rested enough. Gollin chuckles and tells him not to force himself. Since Luck will be going out for an adventure, he will be requiring a new magic satchel, so Gollin assures him that he will get that prepared for him in no time. Meanwhile, a young girl is practicing swordsmanship in her garden and is surprised to see Luck. The servant following Luck bows to him and apologizes for his earlier impertinent behavior. However, Luck forgives him because he knows he was in tatters that day, so the servant isn't to be blamed. The maiden peers from behind the tree and gives disapproving glances to Luck. Luck gazes at his own statue and realizes that he is not used to all that glamour. It is when a little boy falls on the ground and begins to wail. Her mama consoles him that crybabies can't be like Luck-sama, and this literally agitates Luck, because he doesn't want people using others as a pretext to educate their children. In no time, Luck reaches the guild and checks out the bulletin board, having many requests pinned to it. He is relieved to find that there aren't any requests to subjugate dragons or Majin. He resolves to check out the beginner area and finds out that he will have to share the ones with good rewards with the youngsters. Soon he finds one complicated request with a small reward. The receptionist wonders whether Luck can take that request solo, because according to her, it's quite dangerous for a newbie to subjugate goblins all alone. Luck assures her that he is quite aware of that and is okay. Still, the receptionist doesn't approve of it, because many newbies die from underestimating the goblins. When Luck insists that he still wants that request, the receptionist becomes furious, as she is really worried about him like a big sister. Now, a cultured Luck really considers the receptionist as a kind woman, but not as his big sister though. Out of the blue, two young adventurers offer Luck to subjugate the goblins with them as a team, as they both are F-rank adventurers as well. The guy is a sorcerer, while the girl is a scout archer. They both want a frontliner to complete their team, so they offer Luck to become one since he is a warrior. An elated receptionist immediately stamps the consent, to Luck's vexation, because he never told her whether he was into it. The lady cries jubilantly that goblin subjugation can be best handled as a trio. Luck looks at the duo and really hopes that he gets along with them. The guy introduces himself as Ario, and he can cast fireballs. The girl's name is Jeannie, and she is an expert archer. Apparently, Ario and Jeannie are siblings, specializing in goblin termination in the countryside. They both are young adventurers, since Ario is 18 and Jeannie is 17. Now, according to Ario, Luck doesn't seem different from them. However, Luck knows that when entering the interdimensional rift, he was 30, and since then 10 years have passed, so now he is a 40-year-old guy. But then, it will raise a lot of suspicions about a 40-year-old F-ranker, so he points out that he is a little older than Ario. Soon they walk into the forest, and as the night falls, the trio decides to camp out. Now, it's been a while since Luck camped out. He recalls the time he used to have merry bonfires with Eric and Gollin, and almost spaces out. Jeannie wonders why Luck has taken a complicated task, like goblin extermination, with a small reward. The duo reveals that they have taken up this request because their village is often attacked by goblins. But since it is a poor village, it cannot afford to hire goblin exterminators. Therefore, the sibling duo decided to take responsibility for the extermination. However, it seems that there are places in this world other than their village that are concerned about the goblin attacks as well. For this reason, they became adventurers. Jeannie assumes that Luck must have undertaken it because of a farming village that he is worried about. Luck has actually no idea about what she is talking about, but goes with the flow. The trio decides to make firm attacks and save the villages. Luck concludes that the siblings seem very nice, and he gives credit to their elders, who have done an amazing job of raising adventurers like them. The following morning, the trio hits the tracks, and soon they come across a desolate village. Jeannie gets some information from an old woman about the village, and finds out that the goblins' damages were 2 months' worth of reserve crops, 2 oxen, and 3 sheep. The western fence of the village gets destroyed often, so it seems that this is the area where the goblins usually make their entry. They speculate that the goblins' den must be on a mountain at a distance, and considering the range of goblins' operations, it might not be that far away. Jeannie predicts that there might be 14 strong goblins. Soon, the trio decides to move ahead and look for the goblins' den. On reaching the mountain, they stop at multiple places and check out various spots to find the den. Jeannie guesses the direction of the den and announces that it is not very far from their current spot. Luck is amazed by Jeannie's fantastic scouting skills as he notices that she doesn't have any doubts in her tracking, and also she is quick-witted. To him, she doesn't seem like an F rank, but it seems someone is getting crushed though. However, he observes that she has miscalculated the number of goblins, as she hasn't noticed the camouflaged footprints. However, it is not her fault, since those goblins have the intelligence to mask their footsteps. This leads to the alarming fact that there is another monster who is leading those goblins. At first, he thinks of pointing out to Jeannie about her mistakes, but then he shuns the idea. When fostering people, one should not be thinking of getting ahead of them in everything, as one often learns from failures, especially when they are young. But even if he has chosen to remain silent, Luck still has a responsibility, and that he absolutely cannot allow them to die. They come across a bizarre dwelling that appears to be more like an old tunnel rather than a nest. 2 guards are present to guard the opening. The tunnels run deep and long, and since they are built like messy tracks, it will be easy to get flanked too. Luck predicts that the situation will become more troublesome, since the number of goblins is quite a lot. Now, Luck can easily blow them all to bits and pieces on his own by using a large spell, but for Ario and Jeannie to accumulate experience, he has to go along with their level. Ario proposes that for the time being they should be on guard, as the goblins cannot be underestimated. Luck decides to push and instruct Ario and Jeannie to back him up with their bow and magic. Luck decides to start with the singles and immediately heads towards the guard goblins. He strikes them and catches them off guard. Luck can easily kill 2 goblins with a single swing, but he decides to leave some remainders for Jeannie to take down. Jeannie immediately takes down a goblin in one go, and Luck admiringly remarks that Jeannie does have a fine arm, while Jeannie feels that Luck has an amazing skill of fighting. Soon, Luck moves forward, advising the duo to watch his back. The trio gets in full action while tackling the goblins. As the subjugation moves forward, the sibling duo gets exhausted tackling down the goblins, because up till now they have killed 30 goblins, and still there are more to come. Meanwhile, Luck watches them, coolly munching on an apple, and then finally discloses that there might be someone stronger leading those goblins. Ario is dumbfounded by Luck's speculation. Luck wonders whether Ario can still use his fireballs. However, Ario has already reached his limits, while Jeannie has only 3 arrows left. Ario decides to retreat, and Luck knows that Ario has made a good judgment, because leading hordes like these, there is a chance that a hobgoblin or a goblin magician might be behind them. Before they can decide their next step, a horrendous crashing and banging sound terrifies them, and instantly a humongous and hideous clawed foot shakes the ground. Both Ario and Jeannie shudder like a leaf. However, Luck comments calmly, as if in a game show or movie theater, that they might be looking at the Goblin Lord. The poor siblings cry in horror as, according to them, F-rank adventurers cannot face a goblin lord, and they are not even befitting for a C-ranker. Now, for a hi-fi guy like Luck, defeating a goblin lord is a piece of cake. But the problem is that the goblin lord doesn't seem like a guy to Luck to have the caliber to lead the goblins. Luck has a dreary feeling that there is another big shot monster running the whole racket. Out of the blue, a beast girl leaps and attacks the goblin lord. She calls him a small fry and attacks the lord multiple times. The beast girl condemns the goblin lord for coming in her way. The goblin lord makes a painful cry, even though she barely touched him. The beast girl advises the trio to escape if they are able to move. Finally, Luck steps up and urges the sibling duo to escape, and the duo obliges. The beast girl keeps up on her endeavors to fight off the goblin lord when Luck intervenes to provide some help to her. The beast girl is flustered when she learns that Luck hasn't escaped and is still fooling around, and warns him not to get in her way. Luck watches her trying too hard to take down the goblin lord, and fears that at this rate she will lose easily. The beast girl snarls at Luck for insulting her, thinking that he called her weaker than the small fry. As Luck predicted, the beast girl's sword gets smashed, as he already observed her short sword to be a weak one. The valiant beast girl doesn't give up, and keeps on attacking the goblin lord. A chill pill Luck, enjoying the whole scenario, offers his help again, awakening the beast inside the girl, who snarls at him to flee. However, the goblin lord seems to overpower the beast girl and is about to award her with a massive strike, when suddenly Luck comes in between to ward off the horrendous beast without asking permission from the beast girl this time. Luck draws out his demonic sword and charges towards the gigantic monster. The monster seems keen on bellowing and shrieking at the top of his lungs for some reason, and his voice is so piercing that it can actually rip off one's hearing capability. Luck immediately swings his sword around the monster's head for being offensively loud. The beast girl is completely awestruck when she sees Luck casually slicing and chopping off the goblin lord like vegetables. In a completely shocked state, the beast girl questions Luck about his identity. A cryptic smile breaks on Luck's lips, but then he blurts out that he is an ordinary F-rank adventurer who was just passing by. The beast girl politely calls him a liar, but she is actually shocked to the core when Luck shows her his guild card for evidence. Still, she cannot understand the lunacy of being so proud of being an F-ranker. The girl remembers something and kneels down respectfully in front of Luck. She introduces herself as Shia, a B-rank adventurer and the daughter of Danton, the chief of the Eastern Furry tribe. She bows in front of Luck respectfully to express gratitude for saving her life. Unabashed Luck tries to refrain her from such intense humbleness, but she keeps her demeanor and apologizes for her previous impolite behavior. She regrets asking him to run without trying to know that he is greatly skilled. Luck flushes uncomfortably and secretly wishes her to stop being so formal. It is then Shia blurts out that she is embarrassed to the core. Immediately, Luck puts a brake on her jabbering, telling her to relax as she was just trying to help him, thinking that he might be some newbie adventurer. Luck introduces Shia as Locke, a veteran F-rank adventurer, to her amusement. Suddenly, they hear eerie noises coming out from the underground tunnel, and this literally terrifies Shia. Luck guesses that an enemy far more treacherous than the Goblin Lord dwells inside the tunnel. They suddenly feel an uncanny gaze over them, and turn around to find a sinister white bat staring at them, while hanging upside down from the opening of the tunnel. A spectral being is waiting for Shia and Luck to personally come to sacrifice themselves, and become fresh nourishment for this cursed medallion. The sinister being is surrounded by thousands of human skulls, stacked neatly till the top of the tunnel. Meanwhile, Luck assumes that there is even a more powerful enemy residing in this place, as he recalls Shia mentioning earlier that the Goblin Lord is a small fry. Now, Shia becomes nervous, so Luck doesn't press her anymore, because he knows that the enemy might be residing in the deepest part. The request he took was goblin slaying, but there is even a greater threat that exists than for the sake of the nearby villages. He can never ignore it. Luck heads towards that malicious being to defeat it at any cost. At first, Shia looks at him with disbelief, and then with a sorrowful expression, discloses to him that he is not an enemy one can beat with sheer willpower, as the petrifying enemy is none other than the Vampire Lord. For generations, her tribe has been working as the vampire hunters. Unfortunately, a few days ago, in a battle with the vampires, there was a vampire whom her father, the chief, inflicted a serious injury, but failed to kill. That injured vampire turned out to be the Vampire Lord. They have finally been able to locate him after several months. Now, Luck wonders how Shia would be able to handle the whole responsibility of the Vampire Lord if she actually found the likes of the Goblin Lord too troublesome. Luck manages to light a splinter in Shia's heart and mind as she burns with fury, because no matter what, she, the daughter of the tribe chief, must clear away her tribe's dishonor. Luck smiles in amusement. Luck wonders whether this so-called dishonor of Shia rules out working together with others to defeat the Vampire Lord. However, Shia can always work in a team to remove this dishonor. Luck then lends Shia his demonic sword, because Shia cannot without her sword. Shia is worried about what Luck would do without his weapon. However, the latter assures her that he is strong even with his bare hands. Shia is very grateful to Luck for lending her his primary weapon. She knows that he is encouraging her to defeat the Vampire Lord all by herself. Meanwhile, some lone goblins passes by. However, Luck proves his point by kicking and punching them with his legs and hands. In no time, he slays several goblins without using his sword, to Shia's bewilderment. Luck then displays his barely visible muscles to please the damsel, and ultimately believes in his unmatchable powers. Soon they reach the deepest end, where the Vampire Lord is already waiting for them. Shia kicks open the door in sheer wrath, and announces that she has finally found him, to defeat him with her own hands. The Vampire Lord mocks her, that even though it took the greatest efforts from her father's entire party to injure him, an even powerless person like Shia is threatening him. The Vampire Lord decides to teach Shia some manners for stepping into his resting place with her dirty feet. It is then he removes those luscious locks from his face to reveal the most menacing and satanic glare, threatening her not to take him lightly. The Lord addresses himself as the ruler of the nights that will make Shia die with remorse. Still, he praises Shia for bringing a human to him, and here he is referring to Luck. He explains that her people, the beast men, do not get charmed by the vampires. However, with humans, things are different, as they can be charmed and turned into vampire slaves. A hysterical Shia asks Luck to run away, but it is too late, as powerful magical spells begin to generate from those demonic eyes and begin to engulf Luck's mind, as if sending him into a state of trance. Shia gets sick with anxiety, but the Vampire Lord calls out to Luck to come closer to him. Luck obediently follows suit and goes near the Lord. Shia squirms her eyes in agony, as she knows that this time she has messed up real big. The Vampire Lord declares triumphantly that there is no way for any human to resist the Vampire Lord's charm. He gives Shia an option to get killed by either Luck or by himself. The bloodsucker guy keeps on rambling about his greatness in the most dramatic way that will even make Shakespeare ashamed of his dialogues. He gets a reality check in the hardest way when he receives a tight punch on his face, courtesy of Luck the sorcerer. Luck gives him a good thrashing, but the luscious Locks is only shocked about his inability to charm Luck. Luck replies simply that his mental resistance is higher than most people. The Vampire Lord is still in a state of shock because he refuses to accept the fact that his charm is not working on humans. Luck presents the smartest reason for that, which is that luscious Locks might not be the Vampire Lord he claims to be, like he might be some lesser vampire who is under a false illusion that he is a Vampire Lord. Shia realizes how much mental torture that self-acclaimed Vampire Lord might be going through at the hands of Luck. However, the Lord doesn't give up and uses his dark magic spells to create sharp tentacles emerging from the ground. However, Luck immediately creates a high-tier magical circle and with super speed destroys all those metallic thorns. Next, Luck decides to show the Vampire Lord a sorcery vastly different from the pathetic charm the latter likes to use. The Vampire Lord is visibly shaken because he is not expecting that high-tier sorcery from a kid. Luck ultimately uses the draining touch by placing his hand on the Vampire Lord's body. In no time, the Vampire Lord begins to shrink visibly and becomes considerably weaker. Luck smirks in disgust that although the lesser vampire specializes in sucking away life force, it seems like he is really bad when it comes to getting sucked out of himself. The Vampire Lord faintly growls at him, demanding to reveal his real identity. He is not satisfied when Luck discloses that he is just an ordinary F-rank adventurer. The Vampire Lord becomes darker than ever and chortles menacingly that Luck must never forget the anger he has provoked from him, and now he will never have a peaceful night ever again. Luck, with a bored expression, conjectures that the Vampire Lord is trying to get away, quite usual for his species. But to his surprise, Shia strikes back and swings her sword around the Vampire Lord. The Vampire Lord is reduced to ashes thanks to the sword of the Majin ruler. After Shia has finished wiping out the Vampire Lord, she is satisfied that she has managed to clear the dishonor on her clan, thanks to Luck. She returns the sword to Luck and exclaims that its blade is extremely sharp. She observed that, while cutting the Lord up like sausages, it seemed as if the sword absorbed some of his power. Luck hesitantly tries to cover up that Shia must be imagining things. Shia doesn't stop, and goes on discussing the cryptic draining touch, which she witnessed Luck use to defeat the vampire lord. Luck immediately changes the topic, and wonders whether she is going to bring the vampire lord's head back to her hometown for evidence. Shia begins to scrape the ground, and then produces a cursed medallion that special vampire lords bury within their bodies. As they suck people's blood and take their lives, curses are amassed in these medallions. Luck thoroughly examines the artifact and concludes that stuff like that was not present a decade ago. He wonders whether it is a new fad among the vampires. The vampire's head bobbles to draw their attention toward him. It rasps ominously that even though those two have defeated him, they will never gain peace, as very soon the door to the interdimensional rift will open with the power of that cursed medallion. As long as the door is opened, this world will be completely overrun by countless Majin, and then their gods will descend from the opposite dimension, known as the gods from the dark beings. The hideous vampire's head keeps on threatening them that they must keep living in fear until that day of doom comes, as sooner or later tons of vampire lords will be attracted to that medallion and will come attack their village. He warns ominously that their entire clan can just become prey for the vampire lords. Now, Shia shudders from horror, but our little sorcerer is least affected as usual. Instantly, he slashes the medallion in half with his mighty sword, and the whole surrounding begins to tremble, due to the curses emitting out from that broken medallion. The vampire lord is completely distressed to witness that Luck's sword absorbed all the curses. He reveals another shocking reality to the already doomed vampire lord, that if the interdimensional rift is open, then no Majin will appear, as he has already defeated them all. It dawns on the vampire lord the horrific reality that the sword possessed by Luck is the Majin ruler's sword, and Luck is actually the great sorcerer Luck Sama, who defeated the Majin ruler. However, the lord is unable to think more as his head is slashed into two by Luck's one strike of the sword. Shia is still flabbergasted by that electrifying revelation. However, Luck instructs her to keep it a secret. A gleeful Shia insists that Luck actually resembles the great statue of the sorcerer Luck Sama, but Luck knows that she is just bluffing. A victorious Luck along with Shia, Ario, and Genie reaches the guild and declares that he has successfully completed the goblin extermination. For evidence, he provides several magical stones to the receptionist and demands the lady to appraise them. The lady gets so flabbergasted that she actually cries for someone to help. Another reception lady appears and is surprised to see Luck and the others return safely. Luck admits honestly that they had help. The receptionist is surprised to see that many magical stones. Genie reasons that it was a much larger horde of goblins than they anticipated, but thanks to the B-rank Shia, they managed to exterminate them completely. Shia affirms that they all were lucky that she just happened to be around at that time. The receptionist admits that the incident was a misassessment by the guild, and that's why she thoroughly apologizes for that. Before coming to the guild, the trio prepared a cover story beforehand. After they defeated the vampire lord, Shia and Luck rejoined Ario and Genie. Shia and Luck completely concealed his identity from both of them, as they explained everything to them. They told them that the goblins were just underlings that the vampire lord assembled, and their party was deceived by that notion. Also, Shia was chasing down the vampire lord to clear her tribe's dishonor, and how she magnificently managed to defeat him. In regards to Luck's participation and true identity, both Shia and Luck covered those, and just told them that he was an extraordinary adventurer who had circumstances. However, the vampire lord was an extremely serious and sensitive matter for the guild, so Luck figured it would be best for B-grade adventurer Shia to inform the upper management herself. Later at a bar, Ario, Genie, and Luck are having their drinks when Shia enters after reporting to the higher management. Shia informs them that the guild is also taking action regarding the vampire lord. Ario and Genie are also glad that they were able to save the village from the goblins. It is then Shia whispers into Luck's ears that she gave half of the medallion to the guild, while the other half is enough for her to clear the dishonor. She has given the guild the other half because she thinks that they will need it when the time comes to explain things. Things get merry, and Ario gets somewhat tipsy and goes out of his way to pay respects to the statue of the great sorcerer. He even asks Luck to do the same, as according to him, Luck Sama does deserve some credit, as their ability to safely accomplish this overwhelming request was no doubt due to Luck Sama's divine protection. Luck gives that wide-eyed clandestine smile, which makes him look freaky. Aryo goes on that due to Luck-sama, peace prevails in the world. Luck squirms uncomfortably to Shia's amusement. An awkward moment arises when Shia also agrees with Aryo. Soon everyone expresses their gratitude, and poor Luck is about to burst into humiliation, as he does not like this sudden chaos a bit. Soon the friends depart, promising to meet again at the Adventurers Guild. Luck has a great feeling about the sibling duo, because even though they are modest and fearful, they are still able to realize how lucky they are. According to him, they will be great adventurers one day. Shia yet again expresses herself that here she is all safe and confident due to Luck-sama. Otherwise, she would have been at the same point as that of the sibling duo. Luck mentions that both Shia and he are in the same boat, as he also managed to learn the vampire's pattern due to Shia. Shia smiles mischievously and warns him not to be like her at all. Luck makes a special request to Shia to make her tribe share the intel they gathered about the vampires with him in detail. According to him, the beast folk tribe are vampire hunters, so they would be more knowledgeable about vampires than humans. Luck fears that if the vampire's goal is to force open the interdimensional rift to summon these dark gods, then it's no longer a matter for the beast folk only. Luck is adamant about protecting the peace they have finally managed to maintain after 10 years. He cannot let that be destroyed in front of his own eyes. However, Shia is completely dumbfounded, staring at him with bedazzled eyes and a goofy grin. Luck wonders why all of a sudden she has posed like a jester. Shia blurts out that he completely resembles that Luck statue a lot while delivering that steamy speech earlier. She explains to an embarrassed Luck that it seemed as if everything was coming out of him from within. Shia is truly glad that Luck is on this side of the world. Later, Shia takes her leave and quickly runs towards her village, as she has to gather some important information for Luck. He informs her that if she finds something for him, then she must bring it to him at Galen's estate. As he watches her run swiftly and vanish at a distance, he realizes that he has set a lot of expectations from the beast folk. Luck resolves to pass the news to Galen. This is because an Adventurers Guild is an enormous organization, and when it comes to organizations, the larger they are, the longer it takes for the decisions to be made. It would take time for the Vampire Lord incident this time to reach Galen's ears as well. According to Luck, the appearance of the Vampire Lords isn't important, it's their plans that are dangerous. If they are late to respond, then they might become fatal. It is later revealed that Shia has given the other half of the medallion to Luck instead of the guild, because she might have felt uneasy by the guild's response. Later, he reaches home, where Galen is worried sick about him. The guy is literally freaking out, because Luck ditched his place for 3 days without sending any word, saying that they are only heading out for a little adventure. Luck is amused, because Galen is acting like his mother, all possessive and fretful. Still, Luck apologizes for his reckless behavior and informs him that he wants to share his travel news with him, and he is afraid that the news is not very pleasant. He shows him half of the medallion and narrates the whole story to him. Galen breaks into a cold sweat after learning about the Vampire Lord's vicious plans. Earlier, they had a misunderstanding that the Majin ruler they repelled was the only vanguard of these gods of dark beings. Galen requests him for the medallion to be thoroughly examined by a machine, and Luck instantly obliges. Galen expresses his gratitude to Luck as the Grand Master for saving those newbie adventurers. A dumbfounded Luck is scared out of his wits by a young girl with a face almost blackened with contempt. Galen addresses her as Celeris and introduces her to Luck. Celeris peers at Luck fumingly and then turns away in despise. Celeris is Galen's 15-year-old daughter, but Luck cannot understand what grudge she is holding against him. Galen explains that it is not he whom she is avoiding, but it is actually him. This is because Galen is against the idea of Celeris becoming an adventurer. Although he doesn't think like a protective father, Galen is certain that Celeris is more than capable. However, she is still a child and lacks the wariness and insight to be an adventurer. It seems like Galen is in constant war with himself, because then he feels guilty that he is being overprotective towards her, as insight and wariness come through experience. Galen has made up his mind to reach the final decision after discussing it with his wife. However, Celeris's mother has gone on a business trip in the neighboring country. After giving much thought, Galen places a request in front of Luck. One day, Luck observes Celeris from his bedroom window, practicing swordsmanship, and he admits that the girl does have talent. While she expertly swings and slashes in the air, he notices that her moves closely resemble that of Galen. He recalls Galen telling him that at this rate, she might just register as an adventurer and go off on her own. Since Galen has no way of preventing her from registering, He wants Luck to keep a close watch on her. Luck is stuck again babysitting another snobby kid. Luck finds Celery staring at him with hate. The next morning, while the hog is gobbling down the breakfast, a cheerful and well-dressed Celerese arrives in the dining hall, ready for breakfast. However, when her eyes fall on Luck's face, her expression immediately takes a U-turn, with her eyes getting narrowed and her face becoming longer due to fury. An amused Luck wonders whether there is something on his face to grab such a distortion. Celerese points out at him, and Luck, guessing that she might be aware of his identity, begins to fidge nervously. However, he is hit by a lightning bolt when Celerese accuses him of being Galen's illegitimate child. The statement comes as a hilarious jolt to everyone, as the butler wobbles and is about to drop the condiments on his tray, while Luck's mouth ejects all its contents, just like a massive volcano eruption. A triumphant Celerese knows that she has hit the jackpot. That's why Luck is at a loss for words. A flustered Luck tries to eliminate her misunderstanding, but an obstinate Celerese doesn't budge an inch. She presents her series of deductions about how Galen waited for her mother to leave before sneaking Luck into the house. Next, Galen seemed exhilarated due to Luck's arrival. Also, when he didn't return home for 3 days, his father was worried sick and waited for him, while freaking out like an old dame. Poor Luck admits that she might be going out of track in terms of reasoning, but she stated some facts quite well. The melodramatic mind of a misled teenager, what can one expect? After the humongous but hilarious outburst, Celerese breaks into tears, thinking about how her father deceived her mother. Luck is thoroughly entertained, because this kind of dent can easily collapse Galen's family. Luck can actually feel the pressure being silently inserted by the butler, who is waiting for him to say something in his defense, while standing right behind him. Luck decides to give a full clarification to Celerese by telling her that he is Galen's old adventuring comrade, who is 40 years old. Celerese doesn't believe him, of course, because, from no angle, Luck looks like a middle-aged fellow. A distraught Celerese guesses that Luck might be her older brother. Luck tries to reason with her completely screwed mind, so Celerese makes another guess, that then he might be her younger brother. Luck has no choice but to wave his adventurer card in front of her, having his name Luck displayed. He exerts that since Galen's name is Galen Morton, his own card doesn't contain the last name Morton. Still, Celerese's mind is stuck like a needle in one place, because now she feels really sorry for Luck, as she realizes that Galen doesn't acknowledge him. Now, she begins to wail in another tune, as she realizes that Luck is one unlucky guy left alone in this world, without any support. She even decides to be a kind and caring big sister to him. So when Luck tries to call her Cellies, she immediately rebukes him and demands to be called Big Sister. A fuming Luck has no choice but to oblige. She even offers to talk to her mother to get Luck acknowledged by her father. She knows that this will create a rift between her mama and papa, and her mama might tie up her father, but she promises to chastise them well for Luck's sake. Luck is back to the starting point, where the Galen family is again on the verge of collapsing again. A helpless Luck has no choice but to do the unthinkable. But first, he dismisses the nosy Parker butler away from the scene. He asks Celerese to keep a secret, and resolves to reveal his true identity to her. It is then he uses some magic on his adventurer's card to reveal his true rank and identity in front of Celerese. The girl is dumbstruck when she comes to know that Luck is the great sorcerer Luck Sama and is an S-ranker. He explains to her that he returned from the interdimensional rift 10 days ago, which is why the story about him being Galen's comrade is completely true. An abashed Celerese is quite ashamed of her previous behavior, as she foolishly thought that the great Luck Sama was her little brother. But then, her mind takes off to another unthinkable trajectory, as she always knew that the statue especially built by his father had always closely resembled Galen in some way or other, and this must be because Luck was his illegitimate son. Luck feels like banging his head on the wall, as he cannot further keep up with her wild soap-like fantasies. But then, after an hour of no-stop toil, Celerese was finally persuaded. Celerese bows in front of him respectfully, and sincerely apologizes for her abominable behavior. However, a fully mentally exhausted Luck praises her strong imagination skills, but now he realizes why Galen is against the idea of her becoming an adventurer. She defends herself that a strong imagination also means having an iron will. However, Luck has a proposal for Celerese. Soon, they both reach the riverside, and a majestic snow-capped mountain stands across the waters. Luck has asked Celerese to do a simple guild quest. She had already registered as an adventurer, just like Galen had feared. Luck knows that if he doesn't bring her along with him like this, then she would have freely accepted some solo request and be out adventuring. She has this spark who wants to explore the world beyond her own capabilities. Soon, she merrily splashes her feet into the river water and wonders why Luck is joining her in this boring E-rank venture. When Luck just smiles at her, she guesses that this is because she is the daughter of his past comrade. Luck agrees with her and tells her that raising juniors is also a veteran's job. Celerese pours out her heart to him that she is so keen on becoming an adventurer because instead of lullabies, she was raised on tons of adventure stories from her father, including dragon-like mountains, strange birds inside the volcanoes, flying whales, etc. She recalls that Galen's stories were far more exciting than any picture book, because after all her papa was the protagonist of those imaginary illustrations. For this reason, she wants to become an adventurer like her father, but still, she feels that she has no magical talent, and also fights ludicrously with her slender arms. She really desires to be a strong fighter, like Galen who wants to protect everyone. However, Luck fears that it will be quite tough to catch up with Galen, since he is abnormally powerful. However, Celerese is keen on putting in more and more effort. Luck recalls how many times Galen escaped from the verge of death. Practically every adventurer who tries to walk the same path as Galen would lose their lives before reaching Galen's level. Celerese is shocked to the core because she didn't realize that behind every fantasy his father had ever told her was an underlying threat component, which he masterfully camouflaged. Luck explains that for Galen, Eric, and their extraordinary talents and devotion, along with the godly fortune bestowed upon them, are all reasons for their survival in any expedition. He talks in terms of the probability that would all be dead if they didn't constantly roll a 6. He recalls those agonizing memories when they had been caught in several ominous situations, time and time again up until now. Celerese spaces out as her mind is deeply traumatized. Luck advises her that at the end of the day, there are no shortcuts. The fastest way is to pick quests that suit one, and then improve gradually. In this way, one can surely reach Galen's level. So as they move along, Luck knows that his words are untrue, because even when people take suitable quests, they are mercilessly killed. The guild makes miscalculations, just like the goblin subjugation from last time. If Ario and Genie weren't with Luck, they would have definitely met an unfortunate fate. That's why Luck vows to bestow Celerese with knowledge and techniques to prevent her from losing her life as best as possible. Celerese probes a villager for some surrounding knowledge and comes to know that the rabid beasts described on the quest log were spotted, which includes Cerberi, Hydri, chimeras, cyclopes, and even dragons. Thankfully, there don't seem to be any human casualties though. When Luck hears about those morbid beasts, he realizes that the quest is not suitable for an E-rank adventurer. Even Celerese is thoughtful about the mismanagement that is going on for there to be magical beasts so close to the capital. Luck concludes that the guild might have falsely predicted that beasts don't exist. When Celerese gives a puzzled expression, Luck tells her to try opening her mind and setting aside any assumptions she has. He tells her to imagine a group of beasts that were spotted but don't exist, and also the most important thing is that they are not harming any people. Celerese closes her eyes and begins to think, and very soon she concludes that the villagers are under some magical illusion. Luck also thinks on the same track to Celerese's excitement, and soon they head towards the spot where the sightings were reported. On reaching the said place, they are in for a tremendous shock when they encounter a cosmic dragon, creating havoc everywhere, emitting masses of flame from its abominable head. An exuberant Celerese confirms with Luck whether they are witnessing an illusion, although she is feeling real heat. Luck immediately recognizes the beast as an elder dragon, and notices that it is a quite detailed illusion. However, he assures Celerese not to get overwhelmed by it, since he doesn't sense any weight in it. Celerese begins to wobble, and all that hot air balloon of bravery pops out when Luck urges her to go for that illusion. Still, she proves that she is Galen's daughter when she musters up all her courage and resolves to fight the dragon. Soon she charges towards the massive beast as it heads towards her menacingly. The horrendous dragon swipes its scaly slithering tail around her, and Celerese barely manages to dodge it. She glares at the beast waiting for its next move. She successfully manages to dodge all the dragon's moves, and when the beast is a little distracted, Celerese takes a huge leap, and with all her might slashes one of its ominous giant claws. Luck is thoroughly impressed by her sword moves, and observes that Celerese's strength as a fighter is certainly incredible. Even without bias to her relation with Galen, her strength is proportionate to that of a B-rank adventurer. But Luck is more intrigued about the frightening magic illusion of the magical elder dragon in front of him, and admits that even he cannot produce such a remarkable illusion. When it comes to illusion magic, low-level sorcerers can only produce phantoms, but the magical beast in front of him is a massive magical power. Thus, since Celeris's sword is making contact with it, he is certain that she might be getting a certain kind of strong reaction as well. And the more of a reaction it gives, even if it's illusion magic, it will look like it possesses a mind of its own. Celeris is somewhat intimidated by the terrifying brawls of the dragon, along with the volcano coming out of its fiery snout. Luck immediately decides to intervene, since he feels this is the perfect time. He takes one floating leap, and with considerable acceleration reaches the head of the dragon. Next, he places his palm on its head, intending to learn the illusion magic by absorbing it directly from the elder dragon's head. In no time, all the knowledge is downloaded within Luck. Next, he points his finger at the dragon to release the same kind of magical spell to dispel the dragon. In no time, the dragon is erased from the scene, just like a kid wiping off his drawing on a whiteboard. Quite oblivious to her surroundings, a vibrant Celeris keeps on leaping and swiping, until Luck has to stop her from making such useless endeavors. Celeris examines herself, and is completely astonished, because she doesn't find any burns on her body. Luck reasons that this is because all of that was not real, but illusion magic. He explains that one is bound to lose if one fights illusion magic directly. A sheepish Celeris prefers if Luck mentions something like that beforehand. Luck reveals the most unimaginable thing about illusion magic, that this kind of illusion can even fool one's mind, and one ends up committing suicide if they genuinely believe that their body got hurt. Lucky advises her that if one cannot find the sorcerer's location, then they must flee. Now running away is not acceptable to a fiery personality like Celeris, but at least it is better than dying. To her bewilderment, Luck calls out the camouflaged illusion sorcerer to come out and talk. With that, Luck draws out his Majin ruler sword and keeps on calling out to that exquisite sorcerer. He knows that the magician doesn't have any evil intentions to harm the villagers, but he might have a reason for not wanting to let any villagers come near. Luck announces that they have taken a request from the Adventurers Guild as well, so if he won't come out by himself, then they have no choice but to exert force. Luck's calls are met with an eerie silence, and both he and Celeris look around quite warily. It is then a high-pitched voice, possibly belonging to a kid, informs them that he is doing all that to protect something. Luck probes further whether that precious thing has to be protected here only, and cannot be taken somewhere else. The voice mentions that the thing cannot be moved easily. Luck warns him that at this rate, they have to inform the guild that they have failed the quest, and he doesn't mind that though. He keeps on rambling, without seeing the flustered expression on Celeris's face, who cannot imagine failing her very first quest. The poor girl breaks into tears as Luck heartlessly declares that a little failure won't matter anyway. He assures her that she can never go lower than F rank, so there is no fear of her being demoted. Celeris is a nervous wreck as her mind begins to fabricate various imaginations about what she will tell her father. Luck ignores her melodrama completely and continues his talks with the honorable invisible sorcerer. He threatens him that if they fail, then another adventurer will be sent here, and the next adventurer might be the type who would forcefully try and expose his secret. He goes beyond by saying that the sorcerer might get subjugated. To their complete bewilderment, a young boy emerges from thin air and Celeris assumes it to be a demon. Luck lauds his talent for displaying mind-blowing illusion magic and also flawlessly cutting out his presence. Luck introduces himself and Celeris, while the boy introduces himself as Demon Lucilla. The teen-bitten Celeris animatedly whispers into Luck's ears that demons are supposed to be wicked. Luck explains to her patiently that all is a widespread fallacy and the demons may have high magic and combat powers, but they are by no means harmful. Luck then comes to the point and questions Lucilla about the thing he is protecting. Lucilla allows them to follow him and also instructs them to carry their swords. Lucilla suddenly begins to trust Luck because his illusion magic didn't work on him, and now he knows that Luck is far more powerful than he is. Nonetheless, he didn't forcibly try to expose his secret or anything. Lucilla then leads them to some ruins, and Luck predicts that those ruins might belong to ancient times. He notices that the relics on the walls look like oriental runes. On delving further, Lucilla informs some Jurbergasama that he is home, and to Luck's astonishment, all of Lucilla's respects and protection are paid to a chicken.